Hi there, Lori Mendoza here with a question for you. Does it really matter what you believe? If you'll turn to slide 2 with me, I want to share with you beyond the shadow of a doubt that what you believe really does matter, because it affects every life decision you'll ever make. It affects those you love and those who love you, and what you believe can have life-threatening consequences. I should know. I survived powerful indoctrination by Jehovah's Witnesses. If you'll turn to slide 3 with me, I want to share with you that in an article, Johann Gutenberg, since the time of the first Gutenberg Bible in 1455, many different versions have been written of the work. I want to share and ask you a question. Is your life precious enough for you to be sure what you believe? Or would you rather grasp at straws? I want to explain to you how being naive is very dangerous. And there's a powerful quote by Mason Cooley that says, "Innocence is thought charming because it offers delightful possibilities for exploitation." Do you want to be exploited? No, nobody does. Now, if you'll turn with me to slide 4, I want to share a personal insight I had this morning that has to do with 2 different words, but who are very similar. Those are the words native and naive. Now, the only difference between the 2 words is the letter T. Now, what naive means is that you're unaware. You don't know what's required. You're new to this. Where native means that you know all that's required of you and you're familiar with the territory in order to navigate. I want to share with you piety. What piety generally means is an awareness that the person with piety is aware of what's required of them as far as family obligations and work, so that they can take care of their family members. But that religious piety has an altogether different meaning. If you'll turn to slide 5 with me, I want to share a powerful quote by Aristotle, who says, "Piety requires us to honor truth above our friends." That is frightening, because truth is so ambiguous. What truth is to you means something entirely different to me and to your fellow man. Truth is so ambiguous, in fact, that it leads to division, which in turn leads to isolation, which in turn sets you up for exploitation. L. Frank Baum, of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, almost a parody about the situation that I'm discussing, mentions in a quote, "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain!" Exclamation point. I agree. If you'll turn to slide 6, I want to share with you some disastrous results of paying too much attention to an interpretation by man. We have an example of an article that's written by Kauffman about the Catholic Inquisition. Now, Pope John Paul II wanted to explain to the world all the tragedy that occurred in the Catholic Inquisition, but he was met with resistance because it was seen as less than desirable to admit that there were errors that took place in the organization. That's scary. And then we have the example of Jim Jones in his Jonestown, where 912 people met their death, 276 of which were children. That's in an article written by Harrary. And in a related article written by Courteau, she describes that the people who fell victim to such a thing were folks just like you and me. Those who just wanted better conditions to raise their children in. Those with altruistic pursuits. And then we have an article of Church versus State, where they describe a woman who met her death because she was ran over by a man that was intoxicated. But the woman was one of Jehovah's Witnesses who refused a blood transfusion up to 10 times. Are you willing to die for what you believe in? And if you are, can you be sure that it was the truth? Such is the power of what you believe. In conclusion, I again share with you that it really does matter what you believe, because it affects every life decision you'll ever make. It affects those you love and those who love you. And it can have powerful, life-threatening, and sometimes irreversible consequences. Maya Angelou says, when we know better, we do better. And it's my hope that today I've helped you to see that it really does matter what you believe. Thank you.